With the now retired Probabile, last week's Rose of Kingston Stakes winner Exalida and many more carrying the now famous Cambridge stud colours of Brendan and Joe Lindsay to success, it is perhaps the victory of Hello Youmzain at the prestigious Royal Ascot Carnival that epitomises the new era for this historic farm. Now Hello Youmzain, a son of Danehill's Kodiak, has his first beautiful new foals on the ground.
For the 2020 Diamond Jubilee Group 1 over 6 furlongs, they're away and racing. Hello Youmzain blasting out of the gate on the far side. Dream of Dreams flashing home. Hello Youmzain and Dream of Dreams.
Scott, the evolution of Cambridge stud, it's continuing at the highest level, both in Australia's elite races during the spring, of course, such as the success of Exalida only last week in the Rose of Kingston at Flemington, and of course in the sales arena, you're continuing to buy the best mares to complement your young stallions.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I don't think anyone could question Brendan and Joe's commitment to driving Cambridge stud into the future, but certainly, you know, with the likes of purchasing Amaralina, we haven't gone to quite that number for a mare before, so it's really exciting to add a mare with her race record and pedigree to the broodmare band. And again, it just reinforces, I suppose, the faith we have in our young stallions, in particular Almanzor. Obviously her and Probabile will be getting bred to him this spring, so it just shows you the commitment to the farm but also to our young horses, and it's a fantastic opportunity for Almanzor to have two mares like him in his book, and certainly they're both, you know, Danehill free mares, so there's a lot of options going forward, whether that be with Hello Youmzain and Sort of State or further afield. So yeah, as always, there's a lot to look forward to.
And speaking of Hello Youmzain, we are focusing on him and his lovely first foals. We know he won that thrilling Royal Ascot Diamond Jubilee Stakes in Brendan and Joe's colours, plus the Haydock Sprint Cup and the Group 2 Criterium de Maison Lafitte in France. It's really great to see him back in New Zealand with that first season under his belt last spring.
Yeah, he's a great addition to the stallion ranks here in New Zealand. I think we're very fortunate even to get into him in the first place as a Group 1 winner at 3 and obviously a high-class 2-year-old, but then to go that next step and win at Royal Ascot. We saw again this year the focus was back on Royal Ascot with some of the Australian raiders going up, and I guess that just showed it's a hard race to win, and he was able to do that. So it's great for his credentials coming down here, and he was well received last year. He filled up in a heartbeat last year and bred a really good book of mares. I think over 50 of them were either stakes winners or Damser stakes winners. So he's got great momentum coming into his second season, and certainly what we missed last year because of COVID was our stallion parades were all cancelled and a lot of people didn't get to lay their eyes on him. So this season it's been great for more people to see him in the flesh, and he's a real kind of wow horse when you see him for the first time. A big, powerful, from our stallion parade, I think he got a lot of people talking because, you know, people hadn't got the opportunity to see him the first year.
Well, it's always exciting seeing the first foals of a stallion such as Hello Youmzain, and we're looking at a filly from a mare called Rhonda. She's by O'Reilly. A dam of Rhonda is a half-sister to New Zealand Derby winner Great Command.
Yeah, Hello Youmzain's got some really influential stallions in his pedigree. He's got Danehill, he's got Sadler's Wells, and he's got Stormcat. So I think a horse like O'Reilly, who A is a great broodmare sire, but B is a more colonial outcross, I think is a horse that's a really interesting cross with Hello Youmzain, and certainly Kodiak's crossed well with Last Tycoon up north. So it's a really good cross on paper, but this filly was actually the first ever one born, and I'm sure you've heard on your show every stud farm say the first foal's a cracker, but from day one has been a bit of a pin-up foal for us. Bred by a client, Justin Wong. Rhonda herself was a fast 2-year-old. She won her first start and raced in a Cracker Million before breaking down. So she had a bit of ability, and physically looking at this filly, she's what you'd expect from an early maturing fast style of horse. She's just got great strength, constitution and bone, and a particularly strong hindquarter. So she certainly looks the part of a horse that's going to get up and go pretty early, you'd think.
Here we're looking at a colt from Diamond Dream. Now, she's a Fastnet Rock mare, and what a great run as a broodmare sire Fastnet Rock's having. Diamond Dream's a half-sister to one of my favourite New Zealand horses of all time in the Rosehill Guineas winner Jimmy Shue. Of course, he was second in a Cox Plate, and she's also a half-sister to Group 1 winner Miss Wilson.
Yeah, Diamond Dream's a very well-bred filly herself. She's a half to two Group 1 winners and cost $500,000 as a Sydney Easter yearling. So I guess it's not surprising she's produced a nice foal, but certainly as far as first foals go, it's a really great result for the breeders, Xavier and Beatrice Koss. A lovely frame for a first foal, good strength and moves particularly well, and that's one of the hallmarks, I think. As much as Hello Youmzain's a strong sprinting type, he's an exceptional mover. He's just got a lovely action. This foal looks like he moves along really well, and you go to the sales with a horse that's big and strong and walks well, it certainly makes things a bit easier from a commercial side of things. And throwing a first foal like this, it's nice to have a stallion on the roster that you can send a maiden mare to and have a bit of confidence he's going to put some size and substance into that first foal.
This is another colt from a mare called Steer by the Stars, a pivotal mare. So this is a three-quarter brother to Kodiak's Never Back Down, who's been a listed winner in the UK. And it's a really international family, isn't it?
It's funny how things can work out sometimes. So John Foote bought this mare out of Tats for Brendan and Joe before they were involved with Cambridge Stud, and she was brought down to New Zealand, and subsequently her first foal, which is a son of Kodiak, became a stakes winner. So that on its own was great, and then fast forward, here we are sending a Group 1 winning son of Kodiak. So she was a pretty obvious one to send to Hello Youmzain this year, and she got in foal early. She's produced a lovely colt. Again, great strength, very nice hindquarter. Looks like a horse that'll get up and going pretty quickly, and the mare's already back in foal to Hello Youmzain. So they're a perfect match for each other, and dare I say it, they'll probably be married together for a little bit longer, I would say, because it's a match made in heaven, really.
This colt is from, again, an O'Reilly mare called 7 Shillings. So this is a half-brother to a Wellington Guineas winning filly, and Emily Margaret also to Heptagonal, who won 10 times around Victoria. But interesting again, as you said, with O'Reilly, you know, being by Last Tycoon from Court, so you get that little bit of colonial, but that lovely quality coming through the Last Tycoon line as well.
7 Shillings is a lovely mare to have in Hello Youmzain's first book. She's owned by David Archer and Di Wright, who are very good friends of Brendan and Joe's and have been great supporters of the farm here. And she was the top rated 2-year-old filly of her year in New Zealand. She's a Group 3 winner and Group 1 placed. And a mare like her is a great one to have in a young stallion's book, and the outcome with the foal on the ground has been fantastic as well. She's not a particularly big mare herself, but she's thrown a lovely leggy, scopy foal with that same strength that we've come to expect from Hello Youmzain. He looks like he's got scope to really grow into a lovely foal.
Another O'Reilly mare, Too Many Diamonds, has thrown this lovely colt, who's a half-brother to a Group 2 winner, Rude Not To. The Dams and O'Reilly half-sister to Royal Asher, Still a Star is in the family. So again, a really deep pedigree in this mare.
This mare has actually been quite unlucky. She's only had 3 to the races, mainly through bad luck, but what she has had to the track includes Rude Not To, who's a really high-class performer. She's by O'Reilly, who's a great broodmare sire, and we're really happy with this filly. She's got a load of quality about her, well muscled, moves along really well. So, you know, dare I say it, she might be the kind of filly we'd look to keep for the future and add to the racing team.
And finally, the Hello Youmzain Via Veneto filly. So it's a Lorman mare. So it's a really international pedigree here. And again, with loads of black type on the page.
Via Veneto is another mare that was imported from Europe. She's obviously got some local connections, been a half to an Epsom handicap winner, and she's been a really good producer for us. We've had some lovely foals out of her already, including Algendi by El Manzor, that won as a spring 3-year-old just a couple of weeks ago and looks like even possibly a Victoria Derby prospect. So she's done a great job, but this is arguably her best foal, I think. Just a lovely filly. The Hello Youmzains are very consistent. They have a very good top line. This foal's got a lovely bit of quality about her, and she's got one of those interesting pedigree crosses by Lorman, who's by Invincible Spirit. So Kodiak's a 3-quarter brother to Invincible Spirit. So you get that inbreeding to Invincible Spirit's Dam Rafa. So for all those people that, you know, are looking to inbreed to influential females, that's something you can utilise with Hello Youmzain, and it's something we've tried to do where we can. And the foal on the ground looks like she'll continue to put this mare's name up in lights as we go forward, hopefully. A lot of good things happening and a lot to look forward to, and I think as the spring racing really kicks into gear, it's going to be exciting with the Stallions progeny and some of the racing team we've got heading through the spring as well.
G1 Goldmine has found some great statistics for Hello Youmzain through both his sire by Danehill Kodiak and his dam sire Shamadal through other influences such as Machiavellian. You can see that in Hong Kong star Scintillation and his multiple group-winning sister Shania Dane, and through Sadler's Whirls in champion filly Peeping Fawn and Group 1 winning 2-year-old Horatio Nelson, who sadly died before a stud career. Those successful crosses have an ideal success rate around a mile. When looking at the Kodiak sire line, the cross with Hello Youmzain's dam sire Shamadal and his sire, the Iron Horse Giants Causeway, is the most successful. Namid through the Ahanura line, Khalif through the Green Desert branch of the Danzig sire line, and Pivotal through the Nureyev line of the Northern Dancer dynasty all have impressive results.